guys, it's Jen from over at worldofjencraft.com, and this is our card for today. So I kept this pretty darn simple, but I just absolutely love this stamp set and think that these little guys just kind of speak for themselves. So let's get to the supplies and I will show you how I put it together. I use the linen thread. Stamp sets are We Must Celebrate and Happy Birthday Gorgeous for the balloon and the little balloon string, if you will. The balloon bouquet punch, Stampin' Blends, and I will list these out on the video as well as go over what I used for each of these little guys when I colored them out. Ink is Basic Black Archival for the sentiment and the stamping of the balloon. Memento Tuxedo Black is for stamping out the image to color in with the alcohol markers. For cardstock, I used a Whisper White 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4 for our card base. A 3 1/8 by 4 3/8 to stamp out our little guys. Soft Suede is 2 3/8 by 5.5. Old Olive 3 1/4 by 4.5. Soft Sky, you just need a scrap to be able to stamp out the balloon. And Coffee Break DSP is 2 1/4 by 5.5. So I'm going to go ahead and just get started on coloring, and I'll fast forward through this. I didn't do anything special as far as shading. It was pretty much just straight coloring. However, for my bear, I did use both light and dark crumb cake. So I gave him a layer of the light crumb cake first, and then another layer of the dark crumb cake over that. And for my squirrel, I used ivory and then went over it in the light crumb cake and the dark crumb cake for his little tail there. The bunny is light smoky slate, the raccoon is dark smoky slate, and my grass is light old olive, and I did give them some little pink cheeks with the dark pink pirouette. Alright, so I thought I would stop there and just show you how I colored in the grass. I didn't really do anything too fancy, actually. I just kind of came up just like at an angle here with my marker and basically just kind of colored in. Not doing anything fancy, but I felt like I didn't want them just kind of standing on air. Which is what they, felt like when I just stamped it out. I might have a little bit more grass underneath of this than I did originally, but yeah, so just, and I'm not being too particular as far as, coloring in, but yeah, so that's what it looks like. So they're standing on something, a hill or something, and not just kind of up in the air. So I went ahead and took my Archival Basic Black, and I'm just going to stamp out just this little line here and just kind of put it at an angle, trying to get it so it's kind of connected to his fingers a little bit. And then we're going to keep this out and stamp on our Soft Sky, if I can find it in here. And this little balloon is just going to get stamped out in the Hooray, but before I do that, I want to see, that's the wrong punch. This is the punch. So this is going to be the smaller of the two balloons, and it's going to be on this side. So that's where I want to stamp this actually, I think upside down and on this edge. I like to kind of look at it before I punch it so I know where to line it up in my punch. So then that's just going to go ahead and get punched out. And I think I'm going to wait to put that on. So let's go ahead and just assemble the rest of the card, which is pretty darn simple. I just kind of kept this, again, my focal point was the little characters. So this is just going to get lined up here in the center of our card base. And the DSP is going to go directly on top of that, with a little bit peeking out, that soft suede peeking out at the top and the bottom, but we're going to have it flush with each of the edges. And this is going to get popped up, so let's go ahead and adhere our image piece to it. And grab out some Stampin' Dimensionals. Now I do like to, if you are new to me, I do like to put quite a few Stampin' Dimensionals when I have a larger piece like this. Some might think it's a little excessive, but I just like the stability that it gives. So I'm going to go ahead and peel all these off and I'll be right back. Alright, and again, this is just going to get centered here, just like so. And I did it again. I swear, you think one of these days I would learn to stamp out my sentiment ahead of time. Where were you guys on this one? Oh, I know you were there. I just didn't hear you. So let's go ahead and we'll just, yeah, yay, it worked. Sometimes I don't get so lucky and I end up having to redo it. I'm just going to put a couple of dimensional elements, Stampin' Dimensionals on our balloon. And it's going to get stuck up just so it's kind of coming up above our image piece, but not as high as the actual card itself. So just like that. And I think I'm going to go ahead and close this up and grab out our linen thread. You know, my card girls usually kind of curse me for bringing this out to make them make little bows with it, but it's not too bad. Just kind of want to make it small enough so it doesn't look like it's, you know, oversized for the balloon. But I think that looks about right, like that. So I'm just going to cut off the ends and stick this on a little glue dot. I love these mini glue dots. I go through these. I should probably just buy stock in them or something, because I do go through these quite a bit. Now I'm going to make it so my little glue dot isn't sticking out from the top and bottom of my bow. I just kind of want to make sure it's hidden a little bit. So kind of try and bend it up a little. And then I'm just going to stick this on here. And you know what? I kind of like the longer strings on that. Might just trim it just a hair. But I kind of like that. The other one I cut a little bit shorter. And the very last thing that I did not do originally to the card, but I went ahead and just added some. Hopefully my ink is dry enough. I don't really want it to ruin it and make it bleed, but I did do it after the fact, after the ink had dried, and I didn't have any problems with it smearing. However, this is a little bit fresher, I guess, than when I initially did it. And as always, you don't have to add the Wink of Stella, but I think that this shimmer does give it just that little extra pop that it needs. So there it is. Pretty dang simple. And you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, I did add some Wink of Stella just in the little bunny's tail. It felt like it was a little plain. So there. What you think? Kind of cute and pretty dang simple and quick to make. Love, love, love. Simple and quick. I don't know about you guys. So, dimensions and PDF, printable and downloadable, can be found over at worldofgencraft.com if you guys are interested. And if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe. And one other thing, I do have an online class, my very first one. It will be online only. And it will be coming up here in the next week, so I cannot wait to be able to offer it to you guys. I hope you like it as much as I do. Thanks again for watching. I really, truly do appreciate it, and I will check you guys on my next tutorial. Bye.